Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I am joined by Laura this morning. Hi, Laura, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Wonderful. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, hello. I'm from Mental Health UK. I'm head of advice and information services there,
Yeah,
and we run a service called the Mental Health and Money Advice Service, which
right.
provides advice and information to people with mental health problems. And we've recently done a bit of research that shows that as a result of the pandemic, people are going to be experiencing money problems, and that
Yeah.
a lot of people that's going to be impacting their mental health as well.
Yeah, it's bad enough the way things are going with the pandemic that people with mental health problems are being stressed even more because they're restricted on what a lot of the coping mechanisms may be. I suppose with the money side of it, it just adds to that. So you've been doing some research. Is there any kind of interesting figures that's come out of that?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, it definitely shows what we've already known, that there is a clear link between mental health and money problems.
Yeah, yeah,
They often go hand in hand. But actually, what it also showed us is that for a lot of people, so around 1 in 5 people, this is very serious, and they
yeah,
have said their money problems during the pandemic have actually triggered a crisis in their mental health.
yeah.
And furthermore, actually, people are finding it quite difficult to find help for those problems. So only 7% of people had sought professional support. And that's quite often because people felt too embarrassed or
Yeah.
ashamed to be able to go and ask for help for those problems.
Yeah, is there any significant difference between men and women? Because I know I've read quite a bit of research on how men are being affected by mental health problems through lockdown, and it seems that men have this, oh, it's fine, it'll go away. They don't actually talk about it. Did you find any of that in your research?
So we didn't find that in our research because we didn't look too deeply into the
Okay.
differences between genders. But what I can say from running our service
Yeah.
is that we do find that actually more women do contact the service,
Right.
and we suspect, although we don't know, that that's not really because they're having more money and mental health problems. It's because they do feel a bit more comfortable asking for help.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's been some great strides made actually in men's mental health and encouraging men to talk about their feelings and ask for help, but we're probably not quite where we need to be at the
No.
minute.
No. So how would you go about helping someone that is in financial difficulty?
Well, the first thing I'd say is we have produced a toolkit for people that's all about mental health and money problems. We
Wonderful.
work with people who have mental health difficulties and also said that they had a money problem in order to produce it. So alongside giving practical advice about how to do a budget, what you
Yeah.
might want to think about if you're going to apply for benefits, there's also things that can help you with the associated mental health problems. So a lot of people told us that they had self-esteem issues, they didn't feel confident, they struggled with motivation. So we borrowed some tools from cognitive behavioral therapy
Yeah.
that help people with things like self-esteem and motivation so that they can do those exercises, get over that initial hurdle, and
Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
then move on to sorting out the money problem.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. How would they access that? Do you have a website or is there Facebook?
Yeah, so that's at our website, mentalhealthandmoneyadvice.org.
Right.
And there's lots of information on the website. So there's a toolkit, which I really encourage people to go and look at.
Yeah.
But there's also a wealth of information about welfare benefits, debt, etc., all with a sort of mental health lens on it.
That's absolutely superb. What I will do is I'll share that to our Facebook page and our pages so that people can link to it from there as well. Where do you see things in the future?
So we are very worried that people aren't going to feel like they can go and seek help,
Yeah.
particularly for their money problems, which then is going to sort of end up in kind of a countrywide mental health crisis, really,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
services are going to become overwhelmed. So it's really important that people seek help early, and particularly
Yeah.
with money problems, but also that they do go and get help for their mental health if they need it. So speaking to an emotional support line or getting help from their GP. It's really, really important that people make sure they do that early before things get really bad.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me on this. It's kind of a miserable Friday here. Joe, you've cheered my Friday up. So can I just say, Laura, thank you so much. And I hope we can speak soon.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for having me.
Oh, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.